Hello students, uh, we are going to see our new chapter, that is 10th number of chapter, human health and diseases. So in this chapter there are two parts, human health and diseases. In first part we have to study about our health, what is mean by health, what is mean by our immunity system, and which type of immunity is present in our body, which cells are responsible for that immunity, how the antibodies are produced, what is the structure of antibody, and which type of antigen and antibodies are present in our blood. That is the first part of our this chapter. And secondly, we have to study here different types of diseases. There are about 10 types of diseases we have to study in this chapter, and what are the causal organisms of those diseases, what is the symptom, what are the control measures, and how to prevent these diseases. And last point here, the adolescence, what are the features of adolescence, how drugs are used by these adolescent, what is the drug abuse. So all these points we have to study in this chapter. Let us start with the first point here, human health and diseases. Now what is mean by health? आरोग्य, आरोग्य म्हणजे आपण काय म्हणू हियर, इथं डेफिनेशन दिलेले आहे बघा. हेल्थ इज डिफाइन्ड ॲज, this definition is given by World Health Organization WHO. It is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being and not merely absence of any disease or infirmity. Means if there is no disease found in a person, that means the person has a healthy body. It doesn't means what? Health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Means that person is having good physical health, good mental health and good social health. That is called as a health of a person. Means here the physical health is very important, mental health, मानसिक आरोग्य त्या व्यक्तीचं महत्त्वाचं चांगलं असणं गरजेचं आहे. आणि सोशल हेल्थ मीन्स सामाजिक हेल्थ आपण इथं म्हणू शकतो. फक्त कुठलाही रोग नाही किंवा कुठलेही त्याच्या बॉडीमध्ये डिसऑर्डर नाही म्हणून तो आजारी आहे किंवा त्याचा हेल्थ चांगला आहे असं आपण इथं म्हणणार नाही. सो इट इज ए कम्प्लीट फिजिकल, मेंटल अँड सोशल वेलबिंग, दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ हेल्थ. नाव नेक्स्ट रिलेटेड टू हेल्थ देर इज अ टर्म हायजीन. व्हॉट इज मीन बाय हायजीन? हियर इट इज डिफाइन्ड ॲज द सायन्स ऑफ हेल्थ दॅट एम्स ॲट प्रिझर्विंग, मेंटेनिंग अँड इम्प्रूव्हिंग द हेल्थ ऑफ एन इंडिव्हिज्युअल ऑर द कम्युनिटी ॲज ए होल. तर हायजीन म्हणजे काय सांगितलेलं आहे बघा, हायजीन इज अ सायन्स ऑफ हेल्थ. हे एक आरोग्याचं शास्त्र आहे ज्याच्यामध्ये काय केलं जातं, प्रिझर्विंग, मेंटेनिंग अँड इम्प्रूव्हिंग द हेल्थ. इथं हेल्थ काय केली जाते, प्रिझर्व केली जाते, मेंटेन केली जाते आणि इम्प्रूव्ह केली जाते. अँड इट इज नॉट ओनली फॉर सिंगल इंडिव्हिज्युअल, वी हॅव टू कन्सिडर इट ॲज होल कम्युनिटी ऑर होल सोशॅलिटी. सो हियर द हायजीन मीन्स हियर what you say, preserving, maintaining and improving of the health of an individual or the community as a whole. म्हणजे त्या एखाद्या व्यक्तीचं नव्हे तर त्या समाजाचं जे आरोग्य आहे ते आरोग्य प्रिझर्व करायचं आहे, मेंटेन करायचं आहे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये इम्प्रूव्हमेंट आणायची आहे की जेणेकरून तू कधी आजारी पडणार नाही किंवा समाज आजारी पडणार नाही. त्याला इथं आपण हायजीन म्हणलेलं आहे. ओके. नाव व्हॉट इज मीन बाय डिसीज? सो हियर आर डिफरंट टर्म्स वी हॅव टू सी. फर्स्ट, disease, it is defined as a condition or deranged or disrupted functioning of one or more organs or systems of the body are caused due to infection, defective diet or heredity. Disease means it is a condition, it is a disruptive condition or it is a disturbed condition, or you can say it is a deranged condition which are affecting one organ or more organs or different organ systems of our body, and this deranged functioning or this disruption or this disturbance are caused due to infection of some causal organism, or it may be caused by defective diet that we have taken, or it may be hereditary. Means some diseases are caused by different causal organism, those are called as infectious diseases. Some are caused by due to our insufficient diet, or you can say it is defective diet, और सम आर हेरिडिटरी, अनुवंशिक काही आजार असतात जसं डायबिटीस आपल्याला माहीत आहे. सो हियर डिसीज इज डिसरप्टिव्ह फंक्शनिंग और डिरेंज्ड फंक्शनिंग ऑफ अवर एनी वन ऑर्गन और मोर ऑर्गन्स और ऑर्गन सिस्टम्स ऑफ द बॉडी, अँड दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल caused by infection or by defective diet or by heredity. Okay, so this is the definition of disease. Now the second definition is the immune system. To fight against all these infections or all these pathogens or the disease causing organisms, our body is showing a separate immune system which is giving our body protection, and that system is called as the immune system. So here is the definition. Immune system helps us to protect against various pathogens that causes diseases. Means this system is giving us protection from the disease causing organism. That system which is helping us, that is called as the immune system, and due to immune system our body shows development of resistance. म्हणजे कोणत्याही पॅथोजन विषयी लढण्याची एक प्रतिकार क्षमता आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये तयार करण्याचं काम ह्या इम्युन सिस्टीमकडून केलं जातं. सो फॉर द स्टडी ऑफ इम्युन सिस्टीम देर इज ए ब्रांच ऑफ सायन्स दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ इम्युनॉलॉजी. व्हॉट इज मीन बाय इम्युनॉलॉजी? द सायन्स विच डील्स विथ द स्टडी ऑफ इम्युन सिस्टीम, immune responses to foreign substances and their role in resisting infections, that is called as a immunology. Immunology means here so science of it is a branch of science, एक science ची शाखा आहे which study the immune system and different immune responses to the foreign substances. When foreign substances are coming inside our body shows some response. Suppose some dust particles are coming inside our body through our respiratory system. What happens? Coughing action is taking place by our body. Means that coughing action is also a immune response towards the foreign substances. Therefore our immune system is showing some response to the foreign substances, and that is studied under this immunology and their role in resisting the infection. Those responses are playing role for the रेजिस्टन्स ऑफ द इन्फेक्शन. म्हणजे ह्याच्यामुळं काय होतं, कोणताही पॅथोजन आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये एंट्री करण्यापासून त्याला रोखलं जातं. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ रेजिस्टन्स. सो हिअर दिस इज द ब्रांच ऑफ सायन्स विच डील्स विथ ऑल दीज अस्पेक्ट्स. सो हिअर वी कॅन सी हिअर नेक्स्ट पॉईंट, characteristics of the immune system. How this immune system works? What are the characteristics of this immune system? Immune system differentiate between self and non-self molecules. It is the most important characteristic feature of the immune system, that our immune system is responsible for the identification of self cells and non-self cells. स्वतःचे सेल कुठले आहेत आणि दुसऱ्याचे सेल बाहेरून आलेले सेल्स कुठले आहेत याच्यामधली ओळख जी आहे ते हे करू शकतात. नेक्स्ट, इट पजेसेस इम्युनॉलॉजिकल मेमरी. means it has to memorize the immunity system. Means when one pathogen attacks our body, what is the response given by our body that can be memorized by our immune system when further infection of that pathogen can happen. So here this immunity system is having memory. So these are the characteristics of our immunity system. Here two terms which are related to immunity system are very much important. First is the antigen and second is the antibody. These both words are very much important and they are very much used in this immunity system. What is mean by antigen? See here, any foreign substance invading body and capable of stimulating an immune response is called as an antigen. It is a foreign substance which is invading the body and it is capable of stimulating an immune response. Means any pathogen which is attacking on our body and after invading that pathogen is producing an immune response in our body. That foreign substance or that foreign molecule is called as here antigen. Any foreign substance, it may be bacteria, it may be virus, it may be fungal particle, anyone, and that particle when enters in our body shows some responses against that pathogen, and therefore those pathogens or those foreign substances are called as here antigen. Okay, now second is antibody. The protective chemicals produced by immune response to the antigens are called as antibody. Means when antigens are coming inside our body cells are secreting some special types of chemical molecules which are responding to the coming antigens, and those special chemical substances are called as antibodies, protective chemicals produced by immune cells in response to antigens. When antigens are coming inside our body, our immune cells are secreting some special protective chemicals. So those chemicals are called as a antibody. So here you can understand what is meant by antigen, any foreign substance that is coming inside our body and it is responsible for production of immune response. It is called as an antigen. And what is meant by antibody? It is a special chemical which is produced by our immune cells in response to antigen. Okay, so these are important terms related to our immune system. Now here we have to study types of immunity. Immunity means pratikar kshamta. So here basically two types of immunity systems are present, or two types of immunities are present. First here innate immunity or inborn immunity or inherited immunity or non-specific immunity. These are the four terms related to innate immunity: innate, inborn, inherited, non-specific. And second is acquired, adaptive or specific immunity. So here you can see innate, inborn. Inborn means what? This immunity is present from our birth. From the birth, that person is showing a specific immunity, that is called as a inborn immunity. It is inherited, means generation after generation this immunity is carried from one generation to next generation, therefore it is called as a inherited. And it is non-specific, it doesn't show any specific response to a particular pathogen. So it consists of varieties of immunities and therefore it is called as a non-specific immunity. It is called as a innate immunity. And second point, acquired or adaptive or specific. Acquired means this immunity is developed during the life experiences. It is acquired during our life. It is adopted as per conditions are there present and therefore it is called as adaptive. And it is specific. Specific for specific antigen and therefore it is called as a specific immunity. From this we have to study first here innate immunity. There are four types of different barriers or four types of innate immunities are present, and from acquired immunity there are basically two types are there. This is a chart showing different types of immunities. In innate immunity the four types here are given. First, anatomical barriers or physical barriers. Second, physiological barriers. Third, phagocytic or cellular barriers. And fourth, inflammatory barriers. And here acquired immunity show active immunity and passive immunity. So one by one we have to study what is meant by innate immunity and different types of this innate immunity. So here some characteristic features of this innate immunity are there. First, innate immunity is the natural immunity, means it is present by developed by our natural body and developed by our natural immunity and therefore it is called as a natural immunity. It is present from birth, hence it is called as a inborn immunity. It is present from the birth, therefore it is called as a inborn immunity. Inborn capacity of body to resist the pathogen. This is inborn capacity of our body which is responsible for resisting the infection of the pathogen. It is inborn capacity of our body to resist the infection of pathogen. Next, it does not depend on previous exposure to foreign substances. This innate immunity or inborn immunity, it doesn't require previous exposure of the foreign substance. Means it is not having any experience. It is naturally taking place in our body and therefore it is called as a natural immunity, does not requiring any previous exposure of foreign substances. Okay. So here it is also called as non-specific because it comprises of all the defense elements. There are different defense elements which are present in our body which are not specific and therefore this immunity is also called as a non-specific immunity. So all these are the different characteristic features of this innate immunity. Now we have to study here different types of this innate immunities or different barriers which are responsible in our body to develop this innate immunity. So there are the four main physical barriers. There are four barriers are present and two another barriers are present that we have to study here. So first is anatomical or physical barriers, second is physiological barriers, third is phagocytic or cellular barriers, and fourth is inflammatory barriers. So here first of all we have to see first point, anatomical or physical, or it is also called as epithelial barriers or epithelial surface barriers. This third name is given in our new syllabus book. This is the name given here is the epithelial surface. In old book it is given as anatomical or physical barrier. The meaning is same. So here these barriers prevent the entry of microorganisms into the body. What does these barriers do? These are preventing the entry of microorganisms inside our body, and therefore example here is given our skin. The skin is present throughout our body, and this skin is responsible for stopping the entry of pathogen inside our body. And there are different mucous membranes, secreting mucus, which are present in our respiratory tract, in our gastrointestinal tract, in our urinogenital tract, and that mucus is also helpful for trapping the different microorganisms which are coming inside our body, and therefore the skin and mucous membrane of these different tracts are examples of these anatomical or physical barriers. Okay. Now the next here, sebaceous secretion, which is having bactericidal and fungicidal properties. It is also helpful for preventing the entry of pathogen inside our body. Sebaceous gland means oil secreting gland which are present on our body. Hence sweat gland are present. That sweat is having salt, and that salt is also having some fungicidal or bactericidal properties, and therefore these are also responsible. The sebaceous gland secretion are also responsible for taking immunity, giving immunity to our body. The nose prevents entry of microorganisms. Our nose, that is having some hairs inside our nose and some mucus secreting glands inside our nose, and it is also helpful for trapping the microorganisms which are coming in our respiratory tract. And the cough reflex is an important defense mechanism of our respiratory tract. Cough reflex means when we are taking air inside our body, that means by breathing movement. In breathing movement, when inspiration is going out, then the inspired air, it is having some dust particles or some smoke particles, and to stop the entry of those dust particles inside our respiratory tract, our respiratory tract shows one defense mechanism, and that is called as कफ रिफ्लेक्स. म्हणजे आपल्याला ठसका लागतो किंवा खोकला येतो त्यावेळेला काय केलं जातं, डस्ट पार्टिकलची एंट्री तर स्टॉप केली जाते. सो ऑल इट इज इन्क्लुडेड इन दी इनिट immunity, and in that anatomical or physiological, or we can say it as epithelial surface barriers. Now second here is the physiological barriers. What does it mean, physiological barriers? Here these barriers include body temperature, pH and body secretions. Our body temperature, our pH of the body fluid, and different body secretions secreted by our different organs, it is included, which prevent the growth of many invading pathogens or different pathogenic microorganisms. So here example, fever. When there is infection is going on inside our body shows there is increase in temperature or rise in temperature of the body, that is called as a fever. म्हणजे आपल्याला कधीतरी कणकणी आल्यासारखी वाटते. What does that fever does? The fever inhibits growth of many pathogens, and therefore rise in body temperature, slight rise in body temperature is responsible for inhibiting the growth of many pathogens, and therefore it is considered as a physiological barrier. Then acidity of gastric juice in stomach. Our stomach, it is secreting dilute HCl, and that dilute HCl is also responsible for killing the microorganisms which are coming through our food and water. When food and water is drinked, then if suppose that food or water is having some any microorganism, any pathogens, the acidity of the gastric juice in stomach and the saliva which is present in our mouth, it is also having antibacterial property. So both these are killing that pathogens and providing immunity. Next, lysozyme, a bacterial phytic enzyme which is present in our tears. digest the bacterial cell wall. Our eyes are always moist because the lacrimal glands which are present near our ears, that lacrimal glands are secreting juice or some chemical, and that chemical or which is called as a tears, and that tears is having a lysozyme enzyme which is antibacterial enzyme which are digesting the bacterial cell wall. So here the tears are secreted by our lacrimal gland, saliva by salivary glands, gastric juice by gastric glands, and fever of the body when increases, all these are responsible for giving to us immunity. So here this is the second point. Then third, phagocytic barrier. What does it mean? It is bringing about phagocytosis of invading microbes. Phagocytosis, phage means to eat, cytosis means cell. A cell which is eating someone, that is called as a phagocyte. Here some cells are responsible for phagocyting the invading microbes. The microbes which are coming inside our body, those are eaten by some cells, and those cells are called as a phagocyte. Here example is given, neutrophils. We have studied the leukocytes or WBCs, and WBCs are having a granulocyte and granulocyte. Granulocytes show the neutrophil, and these neutrophils are phagocytic leukocytes, and therefore these neutrophils are the example of this phagocytic barrier. Neutrophils, these are polymorphonuclear leukocytes because it is having nucleus which is multilobed or 5-lobed, and therefore it is called as a polymorphonuclear leukocytes, PMNL. And monocyte, it is a granulocyte. It is a granulocyte and it is a granulocyte. Both are showing phagocytic action and which engulf and destroy invading microbes. So here this is the example. Now these macrophages are larger irregular shaped cells that engulf the microbes and cellular debris. Here example is given, Kupffer cells of liver. Not only the invading microbes are engulfed by these cells, but सेल डेब्रिज जो पेशींचा कचरा तयार झालेला असतो शरीरामध्ये, दॅट इज ऑल्सो engulfed by these macrophages. Here is the example given in liver. These macrophages are called as a Kupffer cells. So here this is the third phagocytic barrier we have seen. Now fourth barrier, inflammatory barrier. Inflammation म्हणजे सूज येणे. त्याची डेफिनेशन इथे दिलेली आहे बघा. Any infection or tissue injury causes redness, swelling, pain and production of heat that may result in fever. काही वेळेला मार लागला असेल किंवा काही इन्फेक्शन झालं असेल तर काही एरिया आपला काय होतो, रेड होतो. इट गिव्स पेन, रेडनेस, स्वेलिंग and heat is generated by that affected area, and that condition, that manifestation is called as a inflammatory response. That condition is called as a inflammatory response. It is caused due to release of certain chemicals such as histamines and prostaglandins by damaged cells. When the infection is carrying out inside our body, the cells are getting damaged with the help of these microbes, and due to this infection, those damaged cells are secreting two chemicals, that is histamines and prostaglandins, and due to this inflammatory response is carried out. These chemicals dilate and make the blood capillaries more permeable in the region of the tissue injury, and when it is becoming more permeable, that blood comes out of the blood capillary and they are showing some serum proteins which are killing the bacteria. Means here when there is inflammation is seen at the infection site, the blood vessels which are present at that inflammation point, this blood is containing some serum proteins which are used to kill the bacteria, and therefore inflammatory barriers are also responsible for developing the immunity in our body. So it is the fourth barrier. Now there are two remaining barriers are present. Fifth is cytokine barrier. When some cells are infected by virus, some cells are getting infected by virus, those cells are producing some special types of chemicals which are called as interferons. So here virus infected cells secrete a chemical or secrete a protein which is called as interferon, and this interferon is protecting the non-infected cells from further viral infection. म्हणजे पुन्हा व्हायरस इन्फेक्शन नॉन इन्फेक्ट सेलला होऊ नये म्हणून व्हायरस इन्फेक्टेड सेलकडून काय केलं जातं, हे प्रोटीन सिक्रेट केलं जातं. त्याला इंटरफेरॉन म्हणलं जातं. अँड देअरफॉर सायटोकाईन बॅरियर इज ऑल्सो इन्क्लुडेड इन दी इनेट इम्युनिटी. अँड 6 हियर this is the new barrier which is given in our new syllabus, acute phase proteins, APPS, acute phase proteins. Infection or injury leads to a sudden increase in concentration of certain proteins collectively called as acute phase proteins. Means when there is infection is taking place inside our body, there is suddenly increase in some protein secretion in our body. Certain plasma proteins are secreted and those proteins are called as acute phase proteins. These are here some are examples given. These include C-reactive protein, CRP, mannose binding protein, alpha-1 acid glycoprotein and serum amyloid protein, etc. So all these are the examples of these plasma proteins which are secreted in our body to resist the infection. So here these APPS are believed to enhance host resistance and prevent tissue injury and promote the repair of the inflammatory lesions. Means what? When inflammation is going inside our body, that inflammation shows some lesions. Suppose here inflammation is taking place, so here lesion is formed, and to remove that lesion or to reduce that inflammatory lesion, these plasma proteins are giving resistance to host body, means resistance to our body, and it prevents tissue injury and promote repair, means they are resisting the infection and they are repairing the inflammatory lesions which are present inside our body. So here these are the 6 different types of barriers which are responsible for this innate immunity. There are about 6 barriers we have seen. Related to that, here is one question which is asked in 2008. What is that question? We have to see here. To which type of barriers under innate immunity do saliva in mouth and the tears from the eyes belong? Here are 4 different types of barriers are given, and under which barrier these saliva and mouth and the tears of eyes belong? कुठल्या barrier मध्ये ते मोडतात असे विचारलेलं आहे. Can you guess the answer? What is the answer here? So here we can see the option C, physiological barrier. Here fever, different body temperature, then different body secretions are included in the physiological barrier, and therefore saliva in mouth and tears from the eyes are belonging to physiological barrier. So this is the one question which is coming from this innate immunity. Again, next question here. Interferons are synthesized in response to which response interferons are developed by our body? It is in response to mycoplasma, or in response to bacteria, or in response to viruses, or in response to fungi. What is the answer? Can you guess? Yes. So here this is the viruses. Virus infected cells are producing some special plasma proteins which are called as interferons. So here this is the example. Here viruses, in response to viruses, these interferons are secreted. So in this today's lecture we have completed what is meant by innate immunity, and there are about 6 barriers of innate immunity. In the next lecture we have studied the next point, acquired immunity. Till then, thank you.